Welcome back to the channel, guys. Thanks so much for joining me as always, taking time out of your day. I really do appreciate it. Thanks so much for all the love and support as well on the recent videos talking about the Snyderverse and all the DC news. I really do appreciate that. But guys, before we go any further, can you do me one massive favor? Before the end of the year, I'm trying to get to 11,000 subscribers. If you have not subscribed yet, please do me a huge favor. Just hit the subscribe button right there and become part of our growing community here on Review Flicks, guys. I would really appreciate that. But anyway, we're going to get into this kind of breaking news here. So it looks like Paramount are kind of throwing a fit here that Netflix has won the bidding war to gain control of Warner Brothers, DC, all that good stuff. And Paramount is kind of losing their shit. And it looks like they're trying to make a bigger bid and they're trying to steal away the acquisition of Warner Brothers away from Netflix. I must be missing something here because I have no idea how this is even possible. I mean, the bid has now closed. Netflix have won. After the bid is closed, how can Paramount then come along and be like, no, I'm going to offer more money. I'm going to steal it away from Netflix. Warner Brothers is going to be mine. Like, the bidding is closed. How does this even happen? I must be missing something here. But anyway, this is kind of relevant to what we've been talking about on the channel. Obviously, we're kind of campaigning to bring the Snyderverse back, and depending on who gets control, whether it remains with Netflix, the Warner Brothers acquisition, or whether Paramount somehow manages to steal it away with a better offer, I mean, it's going to determine the future of DC, and it's going to determine the future potentially of the Snyderverse. So this news is pretty important. So let's dive in, let's break down these details, and let's see what's going on with this kind of breaking story here. So this comes to us from comicbookmovie.com. Paramount Skydance launches hostile $108.4 billion bid for Warner Brothers Discovery. And bear in mind, the Netflix acquisition of Warner Brothers was valued, I believe it was 82 million? I think it was around about 82 million, if I'm not mistaken. And it looks like Paramount Skydance have now launched a hostile bid at 108. So they've almost added an extra 20 billion onto their offer. Even though, again, I have no idea. Now the bidding's closed. How can they come in and, you know, add their bid or offer when the bidding's closed? Netflix have already kind of put it on their website that they've got the acquisition. Like Netflix have talked about it already, putting out an official statement. Warner Brothers already put out official statement about it. So again, I must be missing something here. Okay. So last week, we learned that Netflix and Warner Brothers Discovery have agreed to an acquisition that will cost the streaming platform a whopping 72, with an enterprise value, 82.7, I was right there, 82.7. Paramount then came in and want to do it for 108, which is significantly more money. Paramount Skydance was eager to add Warner Brothers to its portfolio, and David Ellison isn't taking this loss laying down. Yeah, you remember, for those of you out there who are siblings, who had other siblings when you were kids, you know when they get a cool new toy, and you were like, I want that toy is going to be mine, that toy is so cool, I'm just going to steal it because, you know, it's really cool, they've got it, I want it, I'm jealous. That's basically what this is like. Like, David Ellison in Paramount, they're sat in the corner like, that's a really cool toy, Warner Brothers is really cool, but Netflix have stolen it from us, we're going to be evil and get it back. Like, you know, it's the same kind of thing there as when you had a sibling who had a cool toy that you want. That's the way I kind of look at it anyway. Okay, so the company has announced plans to launch a hostile bid for Warner Brothers with an all-cash tender offer to acquire all outstanding shares of Warner Brothers Discovery for $30 a share. Whereas the Netflix acquisition was at $24 per share, Paramount are saying $30 per share, so an extra $6 per share on top. So the difference is that Paramount is looking to scoop up the company's TV business, including CNN, TBS, TNT. Netflix is only after Warner Brothers Picture and HBO. So yeah, it sounds that Paramount wants the entire company, whereas Netflix is only after kind of the entertainment division where, you know, they would get Warner Brothers Pictures and the HBO streaming service and that content as well. So this all-cash offer equates to an enterprise value of $108.4 billion. Man, that's a lot of money. Woo! And Paramount believes this is a much better deal for shareholders. So, quote, Paramount's strategically and financially compelling offer to Warner Bros. Discovery shareholders provides a superior alternative to Netflix transaction, the company said today, which offers inferior and uncertain value and exposes Warner Bros. Discovery shareholders to a proactive, multi-judiciary regulatory clearance process with an uncertain outcome, along with a complex and volatile mix of equity and cash. So yeah, they're basically saying the problem is with the Netflix acquisition is, you know, uncertain value, exposes Warner Brothers Discovery shareholders to judiciary regulatory practices, which could basically make the deal go sideways. So basically, Paramount is just kind of throwing out all these reasons as to why the Netflix acquisition is bad, why it's not going to work out. You know, kind of throwing their toys around the room and having a sulk, getting all salty about it, and kind of coming up with all these different reasons as to why it's a bad deal, and trying to swoop in there and steal the deal away from Netflix, basically. Paramount's $30 share offer is backed by Oracle co-founder Larry Ellison, David Ellison's father, and Redbird Capital Partners. David Ellison has issued the following statement today. So, Warner Brothers Discovery shareholders deserve an opportunity to consider our superior all-cash offer for their shares in the entire company. Our public offer, which is on the same terms we provided to Warner Brothers Discovery Board of Directors and private, provides superior value and more certain and quicker path to completion. We believe that the Warner Brothers Directory Board of Directors pursuing an inferior proposal which exposes shareholders to a mix of cash and stock, an uncertain future trading value of the global networks, linear cable business, and challenging regulatory approval processes. We are taking our offer directly to shareholders to give them the opportunity to act in their best interest and maximize the value of their shares. So yeah, I mean, again, they're salty about this. They're doing everything they can, throwing out reasons to kind of cancel the Netflix deal. They're trying to swoop in there with a better financial offer, and they're saying that, you know, their offer is better because they're giving an all-cash offer. They want the entire business, not just part of it. All of these different reasons. So, but again, the bidding has already closed, and Netflix has already put out an official PR statement that they won the bid. I mean, can they really come in and swoop this deal away after the bidding has been closed? I don't understand how that can happen. And I think a lot of people are going to be confused about this story. Yesterday evening, President Donald Trump expressed concerns about Netflix's plan to buy Warner Brothers, Discovery movie studios, and cable streaming platforms, acknowledging that Netflix has a big market share and the firm's combined size could be a problem. The commander-in-chief later said that the streaming service already has a very big market share, which would go up by a lot if this deal is made. So yeah, I mean, Trump did come out in a video interview yesterday. It was being asked by the paparazzi about this deal, and he said they had a huge market share, Netflix already, and this could be a problem when it comes to, you know, regulatory processes, checking it off with the government, and, you know, crossing the T's, dotting the I's, and all the legal jargon. It could be an issue because Netflix already have a huge market share, and there's a lot of processes that stop companies forming a monopoly, eating up smaller companies and becoming too big and gaining too much of a market share. It's bad for consumers, and it's just bad for the industry, and there's a lot of things that could stop this deal between Netflix and Warner Brothers. But guys, what do you think about this? I mean, where do you think it ties into the Snyderverse? Do you think that this is, would you prefer the Snyderverse, you know, do you think there's better odds of it coming back under Netflix or under Paramount? Would you prefer Warner Brothers to be with Paramount over Netflix? You know, how do you see this? How do you see it affecting the Snyderverse? And like me, are you confused at how Paramount can come in and swoop this deal away when it's already kind of finished? It just needs to go through the regulatory process with Netflix. But I mean, the bidding is closed. So how does this work? Guys, jump into the comment section, leave your thoughts, your comments, your theories, and your opinions. And like I say, it ties directly into DC's future, so it's very important to talk about this kind of topic on the channel. So let me know what you think and about what's going on here. Do you think that Paramount would be better for DC, or do you think Netflix would? Whatever your thoughts are, do let me know. Thanks so much for being here, guys, and listening. I know there was a lot of talking and reading there, so I appreciate you sticking with me. But thank you very much, guys. And like I say, please do hit the subscribe button to continue to grow the community. And let's try and get to 11,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I would love that so much. Thank you so much, guys, and I will see you in the very next video.